Welcome to Straight Talk on Social Media. My name is Ian Desher, and I am Pivot's Digital Marketing Specialist. Good morning to you. Before we get going this morning, I wanted to let you all know that you've heard about our Picket March Mania Challenge. Well, Pivot is running its own March Mania Challenge for clients and friends and family, and so we invite all of you to go ahead and join in with us in that. You can find that at www.pivotpicketchallenge.com. So just be aware that you can sign up for that there. That website is also on a link on our Facebook page. So if you would like to play along with us, we'd love to have you, and it should be a lot of fun. And there are things to win, so always a little bit of fun. Now moving right into the news, first of all, you may have seen the scary / funny / weird Charlie Sheen interview on ABC. The person who was interviewing him asked him if he was bipolar, and he said he was bi-winning. This has become something of a media spectacle, and he started his own Twitter account on March 1st that now has over 2 million followers. He set a new world record for the fastest acquisition of Twitter followers ever. We'll say something more about that in a minute. In some other news, Facebook actually, a whole bunch of new Facebook features in the last couple of weeks here, and so I'll talk about all of them as we go. First of all, the Facebook like or recommend button, which you see on the right-hand side of this screen here. It used to be that when you clicked that like button, what would happen would be that a single line would show up in your news feed saying that you liked this particular article on the on NewYorkTimes.com or something like that. Now, however, though, when you click that like button, what happens is that it's a full sharing facility, so that you can actually add in your own comment, as you can see here, and then click a recommend button, and then that gets put onto your news feed as a full link that people can click on and see your comment on. So really the like button has sort of gotten a facelift, as I've said here, and has become something a little more functional that adds a little more robustness to what the like button does. Another news item, Facebook has introduced a comment system that can be added to any website or blog. It's very easy code to add to your site. The huge benefit of this is that it gets rid of trolls, it's a term that refers to people commenting anonymously all over the internet on posts, which, if you've ever looked at comments on blogs or newspaper articles or things like that, you know that those comments can get nasty pretty fast, usually because people are commenting anonymously. Well, the idea with Facebook comments is that since people are supposed to be themselves on Facebook, when they comment as themselves, that takes away some of the trollness out there. Already, this was rolled out just earlier this week, and already Slate.com excuse me, is asking if the whole internet should maybe move to the Facebook comment system. And Wired.com said in an article on Monday, they wrote this: "Is it any wonder then that investors keep pushing Facebook's valuation higher and higher? How much would you pay for an empire that encompasses nearly the entire web?" So these Facebook comments are already being adopted in many places, and expect to see more and more of them on websites all over the place. Facebook also launched a new version of its analytics tool, which is called Insights. The new version of Insights tracks comments on company pages in real time, so that you can get a really accurate view of users' activity. Here is sort of an inside look at Pivot's page stats that I'm sharing with you just because I want you to see what they look like. No secrets here. We're transparent at Pivot. You can see here the stats for the number of daily active users, so that's people who used the website in a given day. Weekly active users, people who have used it in the past week, or monthly active users, people who have used number of users who have used the page or looked at the page in the past month. You can see over here where I'm putting my mouse, you can see a a sort of peak there. And what that is that high point is when we announced the winner of our Where Do You Want to Go campaign, which was Chris Champ, who won a trip to Key West, Florida. And so what these new analytics do, as you can see in this example here, is help you see which posts have been most popular on your page and when people are really paying attention to your page and when they're not. It's really a very useful thing. Another feature of this new analytics tool is that it gives you some great demographic information. So here you can see information about who is using the page, various age ranges and genders of people, where they're coming from in terms of countries and cities primarily, and that sort of thing. So that is just some more interesting things to look at in terms of who is using your page. And there's a wealth of other information that I invite you to look at on your own company pages insights. Warner Brothers this past week tested out letting people rent a movie on Facebook. So this was the post you can see here on the slide here. This is the post that Warner Brothers had giving people the option to rent The Dark Knight straight from the Facebook page. They used Facebook credits, which is the Facebook commerce system, Facebook credits to let people do this. And so it cost 30 Facebook credits, which is $3 in real money, and people could watch the movie straight from Facebook in a full screen, high definition sort of way. So this is the first test of this sort of functionality where a movie company is allowing rentals to happen through Facebook. Some news from Foursquare. Foursquare rolled out a huge upgrade to its platform. They're calling it Foursquare 3.0. It includes things like recommendations from friends and rewards for users who regularly check in at a particular venue. And it also allows companies to create all sorts of different specials for people who check in using Foursquare. So you can see on this slide that the type is a little bit small, but there's something called a swarm special if a whole bunch of people check in at once, a friend special if you get people to arrive with other friends, things like a flash special, so that the first 10 people or whatever who check in to a particular location get a deal. So it's really a new beefed up way for people to offer deals to their customers using Foursquare when those customers check in using Foursquare. So just a big upgrade to the Foursquare platform. So those are the news items. Let me tell you a few takeaways for you. First of all, with the whole Charlie Sheen fiasco, I think what we learned from this, really I don't think the people who are following Charlie Sheen are following him because they think he's so interesting or has such a wonderful life philosophy. Frankly, I think it's a little bit like when you pass by a car accident on the freeway and you're craning your neck to see what's happened. I think that the number of people following him is indicative of the fact that he is sort of about to implode and people want to watch and follow along and see that. So the takeaway there is, make sure that when you're thinking about your connections on social media, make sure you're thinking about it in terms of relationships and not just sheer numbers, because sheer numbers is not going to tell the whole story, I think. A takeaway from the Facebook like button and its ability to now push more of a sharing facility to people's news feed. It really is a great time now to try out the Facebook like button. It's easy to add to a website so that you can have people who are liking your new product offerings or service offerings on your website, and then they can share comments about that with people in their social network. So I would say go ahead and give Facebook like a try, and of course ask us if you need some help doing that. With the Facebook comments, Facebook is now, with this new comments platform, is getting unprecedented access to information around the internet. I mean, if they are going to be the main comments functionality for many websites, they're going to have access to a lot of information, about what people who are on Facebook and have a Facebook profile, what websites they're going to and commenting on. It is going to be a good and easy option for you to use if you're looking for a comments option on your website or your blog. So that is something to think about in terms of its availability. But just know that it is sort of giving Facebook more of an ability to control the conversation throughout the web. The Facebook Insights, I think this is nothing but good for companies in terms of letting you see how people are interacting with your company page and what is most popular. I would really start checking out the insights on your page, seeing what information you can find, tracking it a little bit in terms of which posts are popular and which aren't, you know, just start paying attention to those, because with the more information that they're giving, it's becoming a better and better way to sort of track the return on investment of having a Facebook page. And then this new deal with Warner Brothers and Facebook, it's sort of is once again changing the way that movie delivery happens, that people watch TV, all of that. It could be a realistic rival to Netflix and iTunes and Amazon. Now, I don't know this for sure, but my hunch is that that part of the deal with Facebook and Warner Brothers for them to try it out, part of the deal, I feel almost certain, was that Facebook said that you have to do it using Facebook credits, not real money, because Facebook is really trying to push its own credit system, again, to make that be something that people use throughout the internet. And so if we see people using rentals more and more on Facebook, we're going to see Facebook credits becoming a more popular method of payment around the internet as well. So that's the news, and now I want to jump into the focus topic, straight talk on being found online, SEO 101. We often get people asking about how Google works and how to be found in search results. So really what I want to do here is really just offer an introduction to SEO. I'll talk about what that means in just a second. First of all, why is this topic important? Well, several eye tracking studies, which show where people's eyes go on the screen, continue to show that only the top 2 or 3 results in a search engine results listing get attention. So if you see that image on the left there, you can tell that it's a listing of Google search results, and the sort of hot pink area on the top is where these eye tracking studies are showing that people's attention tends to go, and you can see that fades off and gets much cooler as it goes down the page. So being at the top of search results is a very important thing in terms of being found online. And there's also, once you are not on the first page of search results, once you're on the second or third page, your chance of being found and being seen in a search result goes way, way down. Most people do not look beyond page 1 of those search results to find you. So when we talk about being found online, there's a term that we talk about. You've heard me say SEO, and that stands for search engine optimization. And this refers to the process of optimizing your website for search engines, just as the term suggests. And that means that you can do things within the structure of your website and outside and beyond your website in order to improve your search results and your ranking within those search engine listings. The problem is that this is usually a very complex process. Figuring out how to get to the top of search engine results is difficult because there's not a single thing you can do here. And I found this comic online. I don't normally share comics with you here on these webinars, but this one was sort of funny enough for me to pass along. Instead, though, there are many things you can do in terms of increasing your rankings. And it's not just a single thing, it's really multiple things, and it is, to some extent, a moving target. But why is that the case? Well, Google and every other search engine out there have sophisticated computers, and sometimes they're called robots or bots or spiders is a common term for them. And what these sophisticated computers do is they go through websites searching for content and indexing all sorts of information about those websites. So they just trawl around the internet looking for websites and information about them, and basically gathering whatever they can to report back to Google in this case. And I'll talk about these robots a lot throughout the webinar, and what Google does with them, with the information that these spiders bring back, is that they then put them into sort of the big complicated formulas. Now, if this is starting to sound at all like the movie The Matrix to you, it actually should a little bit, because in certain ways, you are being watched. in terms of what happens on websites. That is certainly being watched by Google and every other search engine. So Google's robots bring information back to Google, which puts it into complicated formulas, which especially for Google is known as an algorithm. The Google algorithm is something that basically is the formula that they use to determine where a particular company is going to appear in the search results, and many factors play into the algorithm. Matt Cutts, who is a top person in Google's search engine department, gives this advice to companies. He says, don't try to chase after Google's algorithm for search. Try to chase what users want, because that's what Google is after too. So in other words, he's suggesting, really what you should be doing is not trying to figure out how Google determines what gets the best search rankings, but really determine what users are looking for in a good website and a helpful website in terms of being found, because that's the way to do it. Now, ultimately, these algorithms are something of a mystery, because we don't know exactly what goes into them, and of course, Google and Yahoo and Bing are all very tight-lipped about what goes into them. But there are a few things that we know about them and how they work and what they're looking for that you can do in terms of your own website and things outside your website. So what I'm going to be talking about for the rest of our time here are things you need to be thinking about in terms of optimizing your website for these search engines.